The name of the home you see there behind me is Historic Rock Castle. And as you're about to find out, there's a good reason why historic is part of the name.
Well, it's called Historic Rock Castle because it's the home of a man named General Daniel Smith. He's a Revolutionary War general, and he settles here in 1782 and begins building this home in 1784. And it's one of the first homes here in Sumner County. It is also one of the first state historic sites that the Tennessee Historical Commission purchases in 1969. And when they do that, it saves it from being bought by somebody else and kind of disappearing into history. So we have a lot of neat, interesting stories about the house itself.
When it was first built, you said it took about 12 years to build. Tell me what it's built out of and why did it take so long to build?
Okay, the house is built out of Tennessee limestone, and it was all hand quarried out of a quarry that is now under Old Hickory Lake. The reason it took 12 years is because hand quarrying limestone is kind of a major task, and so it took that long. It took 12 years to build the house because of that purpose right there.
What about this house is so unique to this day, and what's so special about it, would you say?
I think for me, as knowing the Tennessee history and as a historian, it's kind of the starting point for Tennessee. Daniel Smith was not only a general in the Revolutionary War, but he's the man that surveys this state. And he puts a lot of work, not only in designing its borders and getting to know the Native Americans that live in the area and creating those relationships, but also he sets up local government here in Tennessee, and he becomes the first acting governor of Tennessee because William Blount, who is the territorial governor, is so busy with everything south of the Ohio River, he needs all the help he can get. So Daniel Smith kind of pours his life into making this state possible. So we've got about 5 generations that have lived here at Rock Castle or owned it at that point in time, and they're all Smith descendants. In fact, there is only a caretaker who is not of family relation that lives here just before the state buys it in 1969. That's the only person to have ever lived here that is not family. So we've got 5 generations. They see Tennessee through all sorts of things, from the Revolutionary War to the Civil War to the War of 1812, and they are major proponents here in making Hendersonville a city. The last one being Sarah Crosby Berry, and she graduates from Peabody College with a degree in business and agriculture. And with that, she not only continues to farm this land that she owns, but to also help Hendersonville kind of establish itself and become the city that it is today. So without her, we probably wouldn't be as prosperous as we are.
When this home was first built, there was no Old Hickory Lake in the background. How did it suddenly appear all those years ago?
So in 1951, the Tennessee Corps of Engineers decides that they need to kind of fix the floodplain problem. And so if you know anything about Tennessee, you know that we're kind of in a bowl. And so when it rains, the water stands. Well, their answer was to put in Old Hickory Lake. 1951 comes around, and that land is still owned by the Berry family or the Smith family. And they need it to create this lake, so they buy it from her. That lake goes in, and the quarry that this rock is quarried from is underneath water. The majority of our outbuildings are lost, and the majority of the farmland that the family had owned at that point in time is also gone too.
Talk about the inside of the home. We can't go inside today, but talk about the inside of the home and maybe some of the rooms that stand out to you.
So the home is kind of an L shape, and it's what we call a mix of Georgian and federal style architecture. Like I mentioned earlier, if you were to walk down a street at Colonial Williamsburg, you would see a wooden version of this home up and down the street. And that's because this family is from Suffolk County, Virginia, and they are very high society Virginians. So they kind of adhere to a certain status. If you were to go inside the home today, you would start off in the kitchen, and it's actually one of my favorite rooms because it's completely stone, and it was also left attached to the house. That's not normal for 18th century homes because your kitchen's probably going to burn down at some point. So you want to keep it about 20 feet off the back of the house. But they left it attached. It also has the largest hearth, which is a limestone hearth, and it's very, very beautiful. Now, my other favorite room is going to be the study, which is in the front left of the house. And the reason I think that room is so important and very, very interesting is that it has a process called faux graining done in it, which is a unique process. You don't see that very often today. And what it is a hand-done process with brown paint and yellow paint. And it's been installed, today you only see it in the dining room, or not the dining room, the library or the study. But you would have seen it on the back of every door and perhaps also in the dining room. It's a very big mark of wealth, and that this family is still up to date with all of the latest fashion trends and things like that.
What is the condition of the home today?
I would say the condition is very good. Now, the one thing we do have a problem with is that because we are next to the lake and the ground we're standing on today is filler land, we do resettle every year. But other than that, our home is in great shape. I mean, it's been around for a little over 230 years. We've not had any major damage done to it. It's survived all types of crazy weather patterns here in Tennessee, and we hope that it continues to survive. So.
The home isn't the only thing on the property here, of course. What other things can people see if they come here to visit?
Well, we also have a family cemetery where the Smiths are buried. And then we also have a few other family members like the Buggs and the Wearies and the Murrays and the Harrises are also buried there, local Sumner County families. On the property, we also have one remaining outbuilding, which is a smokehouse, and that will be reinterpreted here shortly. We actually got our capital funding to get the roof fixed, and we'll be opening back up to the public soon. But we also are a community site, and so we have concert series the third week of every month. We also have a major event coming up in October. It's October 24th, and it's called Sumner Harvest, and we'd love for people to come out. We're going to have historical demonstrations. We have a magician coming. We also have live music and lots of fun and games, and we encourage our community to come out and join us for that.
Is this place also a wedding venue?
Yes, we do double as an event and wedding venue. We have an outdoor-only space, and we have had several weddings in front of the home. It seems to be a very nice backdrop for pictures, and we are actually going to have our first descendant wedding here in 2016. We're really excited about that. So they're coming back down from Virginia to get married.
If someone wanted to come here and visit, can you tell me like the hours of operation and maybe the cost of admission, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so if you were to come and visit today, you'd come into the visitor center, and we have allotted tour times. There's 10, 11:30, 1:30, and 3. And just give us a call ahead and let us know how many people are coming. Admission is $7 for adults, $6 for seniors, $5 for kids 12 to 18, and then children under the age of 12 are free. We're also a Blue Star Museum, so any military families get in for free. And then we are also AAA sponsors, so you get $1 off your admission.
If Daniel Smith were still living today, what would he think about this old place?
I think he would be very interested to see what we use it for, but I do think he would be very happy with the fact that it's more of a community site than it's ever been. We encourage everyone around here to feel like family, and since those were the people that were around him the most when he was here, I think he would be very happy with the things that are going on at Rock Castle and how we treat it and how the community interacts with it.
If you would like to visit this historic home, the address is 139 Rock Castle Lane in Hendersonville. Reporting in Sumner County, Barry Hyatt, NCTV.